Hello and welcome to Board Game Blast. I'm Scott McAllister. We're going to be taking a look at these very inexpensive items that are available at Ollie's. I was told that they went on sale about a month ago, and a lot of places on Reddit have been saying that they are sold out. I'm sure in areas where gaming's super popular, they are sold out. Here where I live in the Treasure Coast of Florida, gaming's not so huge. The Ollie's in Stewart has a ton of these still on the rack. I got 3 items, and the $16 total for these 3 items, not including tax. But look at that. So $2.99. That was originally $50. A campaign case, the terrain. That was the terrain. This is the creatures. More interested in the terrain because of the tiles. The creatures are little 2D discs. I don't know how interested I'm going to be in those. And then Warriors of Krynn, which is the board game that goes along with that Dragonlance module. But it can be played separately. Got that for $9.99. They were trying to originally sell it for $99, so $99. So $10, $3, $3. We're going to take a look at these and see if they are worth it at even these prices. I know they can't be completely awesome items, or they would have sold. Let's see if we can how we get this. This is an odd way to have a box. Look, you got to rip the box to get into it. That's quite the odd setup. I've not had that before. All right, we'll zoom through this. Okay, here we go. Warriors of Krynn. Well, at least the box itself is pretty nice. Got some good art on it. Game design by Rob Davio and Stephen Baker. Okay. Starts off with cardboard. There's always the cardboard. My first impression, it's pretty thin. I've just gotten a bunch of Kickstarters recently from different ones, including the Dragonbane and a few others, and they came with a lot thicker feeling cardboard than that. The other one that I picked up was Dragon Saga Origins. That came with some really nice cardboard. Looks like we've got map tiles of some kind. Got spots for cards in play. And it looks like these are the characters. Looks like it comes with 6 characters. Scenario book, which is saying 29, so 30 pages. 30-page scenario book. That shouldn't be too hard to learn. Oh, actually, that's just the scenario book. Here's the rule book. And there is 26 pages in the rule book. So again, I'm sure it's not too hard to learn this game. Don't normally see tissue paper in game boxes. Now it looks like we've got a bunch of tiles. Prairie, abandoned fields, scrublands, fields, crossroads. Looks like that's how you set your board up. Again, I've never played this, so I'll have to do a different video about playing it and see whether I enjoy it. This is just an unboxing, so you can see what you get for your $10. Okay. I don't know how usable those are outside of this particular game, and that's one of the things I think a lot of people want to know is it worth it to buy it just for the other stuff that it comes with? So we can look at all the other stuff there, but I know the question is, how good are the minis? The 6 minis for $10. If they're quality, it's not a bad price. And if I can get them out, so it looks decent. Feels relative. It's a little soft, but I think that's the way most of them are being made now. Little halfling guy or girl. No, honey, you can't be on camera. That's my cat Liana. Looks like we got a rogue here. Maybe like a dwarf warrior, got a hammer. Looks like there's some, they've actually used some wash to bring out some of the details. Interesting. It's one thing that I've done with some of my miniatures I didn't really have time to paint, was just put a wash on them to bring out the details. Hopefully you can see them. And the archer. All right. So 6 decent minis for $10. You might be say it's worth it just for that. It does come with, looks like 7d6, but they are specialty dice. They don't have numbers on them, but you could certainly use these in another game for some kind of outcome dice. And there's one red die. Looks like we got a bunch of tokens. It does come with its own, as you can see, it does come with its own tray, which is good. So you can store all of your stuff. It looks like a bigger package than it is. Some purple tokens. I guess it's a 2-player game. And let's take a look. We got some cards. Event cards, war engine cards. Guessing that's like the engine of the game, the dungeon master per se. Those are standard size cards. Then we've got a whole bunch of these mini size cards. I'm not going to open all of them. I'm just here to show you what you get. All right, so when you're looking at value of the game itself, that I don't know because I haven't played it. Then that's something we can talk about when I do a video on that. Some of the products, obviously the cards are unlikely to be usable. Possibly you could use them as a random drawing for random events or something in your D&D game, but not terribly usable. These tokens, I mean, you can use them as tokens for anything, but again, I don't really see them as very valuable. The dice, you may or may not get some use out of. The terrain tiles, these terrain tiles, yeah, because they're specifically designed for this game with different shape things, if you can see that. I don't see those as having really any value after the fact. Most of the cardboard, not so. I would say the real value in this, if you're not looking to get it as a game, and you're just buying it for the parts, would be these miniatures. 6 Dungeons and Dragons miniatures for $10. So I think it's a decent value for just the miniatures. Leslie, get out of here. It's decent value for just the miniatures, and then if you find value out of the game, that certainly could be worth it. So we're going to move on to the next items that I picked up at Ollie's. So we'll be back in a second. Okay, next we are going to look at the creature campaign case. It's called the campaign case creatures. All right, this one, $2.99 at Ollie's. It looks like I have to destroy the exterior package on this one too. Okay, here is the campaign case creatures. I did have to rip these boxes apart, just like the Warriors of Krynn, which is, it's a shame that you have to have the outside ripped up, but the interior is a nice box. You see, you've got the ampersand here, D&D campaign case. Same thing on the back. Well, let's get scratched up easy. This has just been here on the table for a few minutes, and it got scratched up already. So it's not super, they're not super durable. Let's check it out. Got a nice little rope handle here. And when I'm saying not durable, I mean specifically for just the outer part of the box. I don't know the interior. A nice little picture on the inside, Mind Flayer, and some characters. Looking pretty good. Take a look in here. These are the clings that are going to be used on the pucks that are probably under there. If you are the kind of gamer who doesn't mind 2D representations of the different creatures, monsters, players, a lot of people play with those tokens. It looks very similar to what you would see on tabletop RPGs that are online, like Roll20, dragons, get large, medium, small, demons, treants, hydras, okay, all kinds, a bullet or however you pronounce that, elemental, Then you've got some more on this side. These are like those reusable sticky clings. I believe we used to call them color forms when I was a kid. See various more dragons, ogres, and a whole bunch of similar ones for minions. So you have like kobolds, goblins, looks like hobgoblins, skeletons. Got even a mind flayer mind over there. All right, so that's pretty good. I don't know that I would be utilizing those myself. I don't always have to have fancy miniatures, but I do like to have kind of 3D miniatures. One of the ones I use a lot and I kickstarted were the miniatures for what is it, a Dungeon in a Box. They do the skinny minis. I really actually like those. So these are the pucks, come in 4 colors, black, white, blue, and red. And we've got 3 different sizes. So it looks like you've got 1 each of the large puck. Got a number of the mediums. And then we've got a bunch of the small ones. And then you've got that in 4 different colors. So it looks like there's plenty. You only have 4 of the large ones, but that should be enough to satisfy you. Generally not going to have that many large creatures. Again, I don't know that I would use this. It's not particularly something that I'm into. I may gift this to a new dungeon master, someone or a group that doesn't have a lot of money to get started with, so you can still have your 3D encounters. You can still use those items. That's the box. And we're going to move on to the terrain next. Alrighty, here we go with the campaign case terrain. Same situation. I had to rip the outer box off. I wasn't about to try to save it. Again, nice little handle. The box itself feels sturdy. Feels like it's something that could take a little bit of punishment, but it does scrape up easy. This one has a picture inside, a little marsh kind of area. And then we've got the clings for this set. Now I'm more interested in this set because I think I might get more use out of this because outside of Dungeons and Dragons, outside of what I've got here, I think this is something that could be a lot more useful than the last campaign case. These clings go on, not on pucks, they're going to go directly on the boards, and I believe I read that the boards are dry erase capable, so you can even draw stuff on there. This I don't mind as much because while I do have 3D terrain that I got with Dungeon Saga Origins Kickstarter, it's nice to have some of these items that really wouldn't affect you that much for 3D terrain, that you're not going to really be that big of a deal, where got some kegs over here, different baskets of food, fruit, dead body on the ground. A lot of this stuff, what those are, umbrellas, a lot of this stuff are things that would be perfectly fine being 2-dimensional on your maps. Big old table, all kinds of, got wall lights, trees. So decent variety of the clings. Or are we calling them color forms? Or maybe I'll get sued for saying that. So no, I didn't call them that. Let's see, what do we got here? We got got one big map. Looks like it's 2x3. Got a giant folding 2x3 map. Probably can't see the whole thing in the picture, but that's nice size. Feels pretty solid, nice and solid. This one looks like it's for exterior, outside terrain, and then you've got, so inside dungeon terrain or whatever. This is nice. You could put together some decent adventure boards with that, and it folds up all nice and conveniently. That was pretty nice. I like that. And what do we got under here? Oh, okay. So we've got tiles. They look to be exactly the same patterns. Yes, same patterns. They do connect together in various, you might have to put them in certain orders, but it looks like there's quite a few, like maybe 24 or 30. Looks like a decent amount of them. So these are modular. You can create all kinds of different types of terrain or dungeons with that. I actually bought a second one of these because I thought that these terrain tiles would be very useful. Even if you do have like 3D terrain and you have walls and stuff like that, you might not have like a full Dwarven Forge setup. So this might be good for the floor. Certainly less expensive than those Dwarven Forge things that don't look as nice, obviously. But these could be an inexpensive way to build a dungeon floor. And then you can add to it whether you use the clings or whether you use your own 3D stuff. So all in all, I've got to say, this is to me the best value here. The campaign case terrain, so $3 for all of that stuff. That's a really good deal. There's no way you could get that for $3 in any other situation. The character box, not so sold on that, but for $3, I thought, why not? Like I said, something I might donate. And the Warriors of Krynn, I still think $10 is a good deal for 6 decent miniatures, and you get a game that you may actually like. So overall, for $16, I say you can't go wrong. And get it for yourself, or if you've got a friend or a DM with a birthday coming up and they don't know what kind of deals that Ollie's has, you might look like the super generous friend. And there is Leslie coming to say goodbye to you all. Thank you very much. I'd love to hear your comments, whether you've actually used these products yourself, how you think they are, what you think about the way I put this video together, because this is only my second video. Would love to hear if people who've actually done this before, do you actually take everything apart like I did with the second one and then kind of show through it? I'd love to hear your comments down below telling me any constructive criticism. If you could throw me a like and a subscription, that would really help, really appreciate it. I also do real estate, so I have videos about the real estate market, both locally and nationally, if you want to check those out. Thank you very much. I'm Scott McAllister. This is Board Game Blast. Make it a wonderful day.